Thanks for watching the screencast on the 2019-2020 State of the School. I'm Aaron Schubach, head of school. Thanks for circling up. We're going to get fired up. We're going to talk about the school's past, present, and future, and our goals. We're not only a highly regarded college preparatory private prep school, private K-12 school, private high school. We're also a school with an amazing mission statement that we use as a compass to guide our actions and program development. This summer, we took a step forward and created our portrait of graduate. The outer lobes of the portrait talk about the targets and programming that help us prepare the outcomes that are located in the center. We think growth mindset, real-world experiences, and relevant skills prepare students to think independently, behave with ingenuity and personal integrity, so that they're prepared to meet the challenges of a dynamic world. We've been doing this for a long time. Our school was established in the early 1960s to create an educationally innovative college preparatory school for girls. Margaret White Campbell, our founding headmistress, brought the idea of experiential education here. She was directly influenced by one of her professors at Columbia's Teachers College, John Dewey, one of the United States' foremost theoreticians of education. Immediately, she brought cutting-edge practices to CSS. There was an early partnership with Colorado Outward Bound School that had our students exploring the wonderful wilderness options that are near campus. The 1970s was a time of great change. Co-education, boarding program, the development of a middle school, and our merging with the previously existing children's school to create initially a K-12 program that was augmented in 1994 by a pre-K through 12th grade program. In 1999, the boarding program was phased out, replaced with the homestay program that remains today. Today, we are locally recognized as one of the top schools in the state, nationally recognized by the National Association of Independent Schools, and internationally recognized by top-notch students looking to attend an American college prep school. We continue to live up to our inspirational legacy today. We're still an experiential school. Here we see high schoolers sailing on tall ships. And we're still a college preparatory school. This slide shows from 2011 to 2019 the percent of CSS advanced placement students who earn a score of a 3, 4, or 5. In the last 3 years, percentages of 91, 94, and 96% pass rate are part of the reason we qualify as a highly ranked college preparatory school. This slide shows our ACT scores compared to Colorado and national averages. As you can see, the national average for 2019 is not available, but our score of 1360 puts us at the top of any school in the Pikes Peak region, public or private, and is well above the state average of near 1,000. This slide shows our ACT average and ACT scores over the last 3 years. We're extraordinarily proud of the class of 2019 for raising our ACT average to 30. As you can see, similar to the SAT, the national and state averages for ACT are not available yet. There's something else that we've always believed and will always be true about CSS. We believe that the arts, exemplified by this beautiful picture, and athletics are core parts of our program that bring out the best in our students. We also believe that what we do out of the classroom is just as important as what we do inside the classroom. We're really proud of our faculty who work diligently with your students every day. So now that you know a little bit more about who we are, where we came from, and what we do, we'd like to talk about where we're going. On screen are the 5 goals of our strategic plan. Goal number 1, enrollment. Create marketing and enrollment management strategies that build demand and net tuition revenue. Goal 2, faculty and staff. Create the highest caliber faculty and staff by recruiting, reviewing, retaining, and rewarding great teachers and staff members. Goal 3, curriculum. Align and design our curriculum to best prepare students for a dynamic world and to achieve prominence as a top college preparatory school with an effective and innovative program. Goal 4, culture. Create a welcoming, healthy, challenging, and transformative learning environment and cultivate an extended CSS community culture that embraces the values of our mission statement. Goal 5, financial. Create a culture of financial stability. Goal 5 is probably the most important goal of all because it's the one that facilitates all others. Over the last 5 years, we've been able to show growth in enrollment and in our annual fund and gala goals, which has allowed us to create cutting-edge college preparatory programs that are in line with our history and mission. We've also applied those funds to the faculty and staff compensation budget. The following slides show our enrollment trends since 2014 and the impact of new students, here denoted in red, to each existing grade level. We're very proud to welcome 75 new students to CSS thus far this fall. 83 students we welcomed in 2018-2019 represent a completed admission cycle, and we're very hopeful that we'll welcome 8 more students throughout the 2019-2020 school year. Recently, we've asked our parents for feedback and discovered that there are 2 clear reasons why we've been able to show growth in fundraising over the last 5 years. The first of which is increased transparency about the financial condition of the school. This slide shows our sources of revenue, tuition representing about 80% of the school's revenue, philanthropic giving representing 10%, and other income and a modest endowment draw representing the final 10%. Philanthropic giving is the engine that allows the school to innovate. Our annual fund had an impact of $424,000 last year, nearly $60,000 of restricted giving, and our gala was extraordinarily successful last year, raising $131,000. The Parents Association, our hosts for the State of the School presentation, raised roughly $40,000 a year to support community events. We're about to begin our 8-week annual fund, and it's the most important time of our year. There's a strategic cycle that builds momentum at any institution. Beginning on the upper left with fundraising, donor education, focused campaigns, and events, we apply dollars raised to enhance signature programming. At CSS, that means hands-on learning, seminars, and STEM programs. We communicate clearly and persuasively, both internally and externally with our constituents about our signature programs, which helps us grow enrollment with mission-appropriate students and families. This cycle is critical for us to implement our strategic plan. We're also very transparent about the school's expenses. Salaries and benefits for faculty and staff comprise about 70 or 71% of the school's expenditures. Program expenses, capital improvements and support for our campus, and fixed costs comprise the other categories of the school's expenses. This graphic helps to show the different buckets we use to conceptualize school programs and school expenditures. On the left-hand side, you can see salaries and benefits at $3.6 million, classroom expenditures, expenditures associated with experiential ed, facilities, transportation, infrastructure, classroom needs, professional development. The school's annual budget not only supports the strategic plan, but it supports the 2019 and 2020 school-wide goals. Number 1, improving safety and emotional health and support. This year, we'll do that through intentional programming in our advisory and mentorship programs, by further delineating and expanding our social and emotional learning scope and sequence. We'll continue to facilitate continued education and constructive conversations about student use of screens and social media. We'll maintain a proactive approach to parent and student communication. We'll look at our rigorous and relevant academic program closely this year. We'll continue to use technology as a tool to facilitate great teaching and learning, and we'll support teachers who underwent unit review during a summer, replacing an antiquated test or paper with a more relevant demonstration of student knowledge. The second reason we found that fundraising has increased over the last 4 years was increased knowledge of the Colorado Child Care Tax Credit. When you make a donation to CSS, your gift is eligible for the Colorado Child Care Contribution Credit. You can reduce your state taxes by utilizing this 50% tax credit. The table shows the net cost of donation in a 35% tax bracket of a $500, $2,000, or $10,000 donation. Your child does not have to be a student in the pre-K program for you to partake of this benefit, and all donations to CSS are eligible for this tax credit. In the next 8 weeks, we will secure our most important phase of the annual fund, the Claremont Challenge. Our priority push is to secure 60 Claremont donors by October 17th in order to secure a sizable challenge gift. We will celebrate the Claremont level with a special invitation to the Claremont Society reception on November 6th. Every gift counts, and we thank you for your impact on CSS. Last year, 70% of CSS parents participated in the annual fund, and we had 100% of faculty and staff give. Many of our parents are surprised to know that the average faculty and staff gift is $354, and the total impact of faculty staff giving is $25,000. This year, the Claremont Level Society is 1962 in order to increase the annual fund's impact on the school and to honor the year of the school's founding. You can give in person, online at css.org/give, through a monthly recurring credit card, through a check, or through a stock transfer. Thank you so much for considering a gift to CSS. Lastly, I wanted to leave you with some information about our school's presence in the community and some significant events on campus. November 9th, we'll have our second annual open house and all school showcase. Current parents, come see your kid's classroom, connect with their teacher, and get your eyes on some of your students' recent coursework and accomplishments. There will also be a musical celebration and community gathering beginning at 3:15 p.m. And this is an event that's fairly well suited to inviting a neighbor or a friend who might consider CSS in the future. We also have an extensive presence in the community, and on screen you can see some of the off-campus events where CSS will have a presence in the coming months and year. Please come out and say hi if you attend one of these community events. I'd like to invite all parents and alumni to the October 11th Views and Vibes celebration on campus. This is our first annual all-parent mixer. We're excited to have parents on campus in the evening without a formal presentation, but a brilliant opportunity for us to connect and be social. I'd like to close by saying thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the school. Thank you for being with us. As always, we're available to answer any questions you might have, and we're grateful to have you with us.